Hey guys, before we start today's show, I want to talk to you about a couple different things, really. Obviously, in today's crazy world with governments going tyrannical across the globe, from Australia to Austria, and even right here in the United States, it's more important than ever not only to have your own personal mobility and ability to move around to make income wherever you move, but also to protect your wealth. And our friend Mikhail Thorup of the Expat Money Show is the best of the best at helping you do that. And he has a podcast, the Expat Money Show. You should definitely subscribe and listen to that. But today, what I'm here to talk to you about is some free materials, some free information. They're going to help you to sleep like a baby, knowing that no one will ever raid your personal Fort Knox. What Mikhail has put together, it is a free infographic report. It's 19 international strategies to protect and grow your wealth. It's going to help you to safeguard and grow multi-generational wealth for your dependents, to get ironclad protection so strong that no lawyer will ever consider suing you. Really, it's going to make creditors, terrified to even look at your personal assets, and it'll help you to defend yourself from governments trying to steal your money through taxation. As libertarians, we know taxation is theft, but guys, arm yourself with something that is going to help you to fight back against those overreaching, coercive governments. You can go to expatmoneyshow.com/lions to pick up that report today. That's expatmoneyshow.com/lions, and go there today and get your free report.
We are born free, and we will die free. The time in between, though, that's complicated. In that time, governments, institutions, and our egos will limit our ability to find true freedom in this life. These are real stories of real people overcoming the odds, persevering in justice, and unlocking their potential. Welcome to Finding Freedom. Here's your host, John Odermatt.
In the Lions of Liberty instead of
Cancer was nice when it got John McCain.
That was me.
It's a great way to start this episode here.
Oh, were we live?
Yeah, we're live. Yeah, we're live for. We've been doing this naughty or nice format for I don't know since
Forever.
I think Mark has since I think you started the podcast.
I think it was year
first
one, actually.
Yeah.
And we might not have called it that, but we did something to this first year.
In the beginning, the earth was without form and void, and darkness rests upon the face of the waters. And the Lions of Liberty did naughty and nice, and it's been that way since the beginning of time.
Indeed.
Sounds accurate. So for those of you who are not watching us on Odyssey or YouTube or watching us live and you're listening, we got myself, Odie, we got Mark, we got Brian, we got Howie.
Ho, ho, ho.
Rico might join us. We'll see. We'll see if we're lucky or unlucky.
Rico's out chasing the next Ghislaine Maxwell. He's desperate to get that business. He's literally, ambulance chasers. Rico is a pedophile van chaser. That is what he does.
I do have a question for you guys, though. If you were not married, would you have sex with Ghislaine Maxwell?
Like if
Right
she was
now or
her,
when she was
or
in
if
her
she was a
prime?
random person that looked like
No, if she's her, like tomorrow.
No.
like maybe just to say I did.
Yeah, of course.
Not if
Yeah,
she's-
yeah. The
not if she's a random lady, no.
the story alone. Yes,
The
What
story
if-
alone, and you're
well-
tied up in some FBI investigation. I don't want
What
that
if?
shit.
Yeah, but what if? Here's a twist on it. What
You're
if you
allowed
go
to
in to
sleep
bang
with-
Ghislaine Maxwell, right? And she ends up having a heart attack mid-sex, and people think that you went in and assassinated her Epstein style.
even
It's a
better
win-win.
story. Even better
Win-win,
story.
right? You still get to bang her, and now you're a hero. You're the guy that took out this horrible, evil wench.
Would you have Mossad on your ass then after that, though?
I have a tattoo of Mossad on my ass either way, so.
That would be awesome
Covered.
if it were true. Hey, I like your hat. People that aren't watching the video are missing out.
It's a glorious hat. It blinks, but it's like a hat blending into my green screen.
And they
It
can see
says,
this video
"Oh,
live.
dear."
They were members of the Pride on Patreon
Yep.
or on Locals.
You can't see it, but I'll stand up. I put my Christmas shirt on for the show. My
Oh, I like it.
That is
Oh, nice.
how we
Santa
would
doing the
question it.
cocaine. I
Those of
dig
you
it. Well,
Yeah.
listening, it's says "Let It Snow," and it's what is it? Santa is he doing cocaine or is he made of cocaine?
He's about to.
Look
Oh,
at
he's
his
got a pile
eyes.
of
It looks
cocaine
like
there. Yep,
hell,
I
he's
see
definitely
it.
already been doing cocaine.
Yeah, look
His
at his
eyes
eyes.
are all big.
It's not his first lines of the night. I don't.
It's
believe.
it's
You
the
know
only
what's funny?
Christmas shirt I own.
Well, you know what's funny is people at the end of the year always like people will drop off the Pride again to save the $5 because it's holiday season. You want to spend that on your friends and family. But I'm always thinking like, they usually come back
If
on.
you need
mind
to
you.
save $5
But
to get your
exactly.
family presents, then you need more wealth, power, and influence. Go subscribe to James.
God fucking damn right you do. I mean, Jesus, ask Santa for $5 to
I
keep
don't
your
even have a
subscription to the
job.
Lions
and
Liberty
I
Pride.
have all my Patreon subscriptions.
Dude, maybe
No,
it's
it's
Maybe
it's
maybe I
ridiculous.
shouldn't, but-
they bought all their presents and now they need a $5 footlong.
We have homeless people in the Pride. Can't even afford to live, but they can afford to pay us $5 a month.
Yeah, seriously, go out and
It's a lot cheaper than
panhandle.
rent.
Go
I mean,
suck
yeah.
a dick behind a dumpster.
You could be
You can afford to keep
$100
your pride.
patron and get so much. So
Bob
many
Saget
benefits.
style.
That's a lot cheaper than
Yeah.
rent.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
What are we
yeah,
all drinking, by the way?
if you have to choose between rent and Patreon, we recommend our Patreon.
Oh, for sure.
I'll go first. I got some eggnog here. So when I drink eggnog, it's just with whiskey. Some people do brandy or rum, just whiskey, and I put some nutmeg on top and cinnamon. Delicious.
I don't like nutmeg on my eggnog. It's like it gets too chunky. I'm also drinking eggnog in my Lions of Liberty taxation, Merry Taxation is Death mug, and it's Kirkland eggnog from Costco, which has whiskey, spiced rum, brandy, and French vanilla mixed with real dairy cream, and it is the best. Mark knows it's the
Oh,
best.
wow.
See, I don't like to buy the pre-mixed eggnog.
If you had
like to
this
mix
one
it
time,
myself.
you would never
I've
go
never
back
had
to
any other
mixing it
kind.
yourself.
So
It's-
maybe
I've had many kinds. I made my own. I bought different kinds. This is the best tasting eggnog, and it gets you fucked up.
So I thought
it
about
might have been
drinking-
that first the first Naughty or Nice we did, and I was recording with Trent at his office, and he brought Jack Daniels eggnog, and I thought it was
Trent.
just like a
Naughty or Nice,
like a
Trent.
mix. I thought it was just like a mixer, like a eggnog made by Jack Daniels. I didn't
still
realize
give Trent
that there was
Nice
Jack
and they
Daniels
have
in
the
it,
Lion Liberty.
so I was mixing Jim Beam with it, and
Nice. Get real fucked up. I do hate it when liquor brands have mixers that are by the liquor brand that don't have the alcohol in it. That's some fucking bullshit. It's a false advertising, god damn it.
well, that's
Makes
like
you
all the
think the wrong
margarita
thing.
stuff, like that. So that's
Yeah.
why I thought, that's why I thought it didn't have liquor in it because I'm used to that. I don't know.
They're just making
Yeah.
more work for us. So I thought about drinking eggnog tonight. I wanted to, but I had too many things to do. I had to pick up my dry cleaning. I had to get gas. I had to get Juul pods and cigarettes for my wife. And I had to go to the grocery store and I had to pick up Adderall at the pharmacy. And so
Nice.
an extra
Keep
trip to
inside
the-
Howie's life, everybody.
an extra trip to the liquor store was just too much. But if I were drinking eggnog, I would have put rum in it because that's all I know.
I definitely think that the whiskey and the brandy are the way to go over the rum, but I like all three in there. That's the Holy Trinity when you're talking about Jesus' birthday. You got to go whiskey, rum, and brandy. That's the only way to go.
Hey,
This is, by the way, a tame day in the life of Howie. Usually
Howie-
he's off drinking at work at 7 a.m.
Howie, both you and Odie are Christians, and were either of you offended by my episode title, "Why Jesus Was an Asshole and More Christmas Lessons"?
No, I thought it was
No.
great. I wish though that you brought up him with the whips and flipping the tables.
Well, I've never read these books, so that's on Tom Mullen.
That's one of my very favorite Jesus scenes is when he walks in the temple and like the bankers are there and he's just
They
flips
didn't
their
put that in the Mel Gibson movie. They got it
Yeah.
afterwards, so that's.
Can you imagine that though? You got some bankers in the temple, you just flip their tables over, then chase them out with a whip. You're like,
And you could say
My-
that's rude, and that's kind of being an asshole. But sometimes you have to be an asshole to tell the
Yeah.
truth. and to get
My
something
favorite asshole Jesus story is when he, those same bankers, they went into the church and they were about to do, the holy water right as you walk into the temple. He jerked off right in that holy water, and then he just turned to all his apostles and he went, shh. And then those bankers went up, dipped their hands right in that cummy holy water, and wiped it all over their faces,
See, now
making the
that's
sign of
offensive.
the cross.
That I can understand.
This
offensive.
is this
The
is straight
Christians
out
out
of the
there
Bible.
looking for something to
I'm
get
not
offended
offended,
about.
but it could be
it's
offensive.
that, not the title
What?
of Mark Shit.
What? He made them holy. He impregnated them with the Holy Spirit.
I wasn't
I
going
mean,
to drink.
the
because I
problem
just
with
said
having a
that-
title like that is, well, it's really, I mean, it's not really a problem. It's going to
It's
get
nothing.
some people to
There's no
listen who are like,
problem.
oh, wow, that's interesting. That's spicy. I'll listen. You got other people who are like, I'm not going to listen to that. And they don't find out.
Those people are
that it
called
wasn't
idiots.
offensive at
I
all.
don't care about those people.
Yeah.
I don't want idiots
enough.
unsubscribing to our podcast. I'm being honest right now. Like,
Yeah,
at some point, you got to
that's-
shake the tree, and if people are offended, then they don't belong here. That's
I
my
don't
opinion.
mind if I don't want the idiots listening to the podcast, but I
They
don't
can
mind
download.
idiots subscribing to the Patreon.
Yeah,
Anybody, really.
I'll take anybody's money, of
Dimwits,
course.
nitwits, halfwits, midwits.
I'm pretty sure Archie Flower may still be a
pinheads,
patron, so I agree.
racists. I don't care. I'll take it all. Well, it doesn't matter to me.
When I first joined the Boring Pod, I said some very offensive things, but I was purposely trying to shake out the listeners. I wanted to get rid of those people we don't want.
And you
Well,
did.
you were very effective in that.
Numbers
Really,
tanked.
really worked like a charm.
We don't want them. We're better off.
We don't need you.
Howie wants to get the
Sons of
listenership
bitches.
down to just the people on the podcast. That's his goal.
Getting close. All right. So let's, I mean,
You don't care
kind of
what
every
I'm
year we
drinking at
put
all,
together
do you?
this long list to go through for naughty or
You
nice.
don't even care what I'm drinking, Udi.
Oh,
That's so sad.
well, yeah, what are
Learn
you
to
drinking?
host. Learn to host.
Let
the
me
Christmas
guess. Let me guess what you're drinking.
You want
Modelo.
Oh, pretty close though.
Pacifico.
It's a Bohemia. It's a Bohemia beer because that's the beer I had in my fridge. I wasn't going to drink because I just spent 5 days in Sayulita drinking my face off, which will probably take me the rest of the year to recover from. But I am because, it is what it is. It needs to be done. And I don't need Brian yelling at me for not drinking.
Yeah, good. Good job.
Are there
Thinking
any,
ahead.
Your threats have worked. Your threats you never had to even make worked
See,
great.
eventually you can train people to do your bidding by screaming at them. This is something that's really worked out for me in life.
Are there any good stories you can share, or maybe tease a story that you could tell during the bonus show?
I could tease a story that I can tell during the bonus show. Sure. Go listen to the bonus show for that story. I don't know what else you want me to say. Let's just say I had an appearance on Robbie the
Excellent.
Fire's podcast that was not as perceived by others. That's my teaser.
Well, so after finally meeting Robbie the Fire in person, is he actually a person made of fire?
No, but he is,
Or is that just marketing?
he is an absolutely neurotic Jew to the fucking core. And I say this with love. Robbie's awesome, but he is who he sounds like that on the podcast, and you think like, oh, it's like kind of like his shtick, like his comedy act. No, it's not his comedy act. That's just legit who he is. No, but he's a really cool guy.
I think he
set
sounds
at,
totally different than what he looks like. I imagine him looking totally different from what he
looks
sounds
and
like.
sounds like
I thought it'd be much fatter. But,
No, he's actually kind of jacked.
Yeah.
He's short and kind of jacked. Like not
I didn't
super
expect
jacked,
him to be so little,
but the man
and
hits
now
the
he's
gym.
bald. But like Michael Malice? Are he and Malice spot buddies?
They may be.
And by
They live
spot
in very
buddies, I
different
mean
places.
leaving spots behind after they get up off the bench from where their buttholes had touched.
It's such a good thing I did opening stand up for Robbie and not you, because these jokes would have fallen really flat with that crowd.
No,
Who's
Very
taller,
intelligent
Michael
Always
Malice?
I'm making
Robbie
these up off the
Malice
top
or
of my
Anthony
head 'cause I'm a
Samaroff?
fucking genius.
Michael Malice.
Gotta
You
be
think so?
Anthony. Yeah, gotta be Malice taller
Yeah.
than Samroff.
Oh, Anthony
Samroff's really
Samaroff is the
tiny.
smallest human being alive.
I could not believe.
This is
also
actually a
that-
picture of Anthony Samroff. He is. If you can watch the live feed behind me of these chocolate dildo Santas, that's Anthony Samroff. Is actually the unwrapped chocolate dildo behind me. That's how tiny he is.
You guys
Yeah.
had told me that he's like extremely short and skinny, which I knew, I knew logically that was true. And then he was half the size of that. He was half the size of what I had pictured on top of that.
Yeah, I was
But
surprised.
twice the man. He's really a fun guy to hang out with. I'm a an
Yes,
Anthony
but, and you
Samaroff
said he's
fan.
a lady killer because Mark. You see the tactic I use is that I'm so tiny that I can slip in behind them when they go into their hotel rooms, and they don't know I'm there until the time is right. No, I'm just
Well,
kidding. He's not a
I
rapist.
think one of my
You're saying he's
One
a
of my favorite-
rapist?
One of my favorite parts about Anthony is that he openly embraces the fact that he is known as the super spreader. He is super spreader
Yeah.
Samaroff, and he has not shied it away from that. He says they should be
I like
grateful
that
for me
branding.
giving them the antibodies. And I appreciate him embracing this because everybody mentions it.
I think Super Spreader Samroff is amazing because you could say he's a super spreader of liberty
Should be
and
the name of
ideas.
this podcast.
It should be the name.
He was there at Childerberg. None of us got COVID, and then
Well,
he
it was
leaves
at
and goes to
Pork
Pork
Fest that
Fest.
it was spread.
Yeah, then he leaves and goes to Pork Fest like the next month, and everybody gets COVID. But yeah, I was on the fence about going to Childerberg. I was talking to Jake from Tasting Anchor. He's like, I'll pick you up at the airport, and I got a tent you could use. I'm like, all right. He's like, yeah, I got to pick up Anthony Samaroff though too at a different airport, and I'm like, all right, cool. And I met him. I listened to his podcast all the time. I didn't know he was supposedly short. It's like, holy shit. But he was really fun to hang out with. Cool dude.
He is.
And also
He
Robbie
was in Austria with me too.
Robbie sat at like the distillery where we had like this thing there. Robbie was so fucking funny. And everybody loved it.
I don't like stories that end with everybody loving things. That's not a good
where's
story.
where's the
What-
That's a fucking terrible story.
One thing though that I thought was even funnier was
What is
there
it, a
was
children's fairy tale?
there was like, so nobody, we're in Texas, nobody's wearing fucking masks or anything. But then there were these two people. It was like a goth couple, like a dude and a girl, that were wearing like masks. And it was making me so angry.
So where did you guys go out after you got dressed up?
No, it was making me so angry. But then it was just like funny. And then there were people trying to like they were laughing at them and trying to get their pictures taken. Like, oh, look at us with these people wearing masks. It's so ridiculous.
Are you actually that red right now, Howie? Or is this a trick of the light?
I don't know. I feel hot.
That's just
Oh, you
that's just
might
the
look like
vaccine.
you're on fire.
Might have a
inside your
fever.
body.
I might have a fever.
You may be
You look
dying
literally
or
like
dead.
as
You
red
may
as
already
the-
be dead and in hell. You're that red.
Live from hell.
That's just the lighting, because your shade just changed there. You bumped
And he
something.
still looks really red. So I'm still
The bottom of your face looks redder. But all right, well, let's get into these. Otherwise, we're going to get through nothing. I'm actually going to start things off by going to one that's not on the list that I just thought of, kind of ease us into it. So naughty or nice, the Omicron variant. Wants to go first?
I don't believe
start.
in variants. I don't believe they exist, so I will refrain from comment.
I'm going to say the Omicron variant is absolutely nice because it is exposing COVID and vaccine chicanery for what it is. It's
To
fucking
who?
bullshit. It's too people
To
are
the
fucking
people that are already
seeing,
against it.
People are seeing that the vaccines aren't doing shit. The CDC itself admitted that 80% of the people that are quote unquote vaccinated are the ones that have Omicron. That's wonderful. That's a fucking beautiful red pill to people to wake them the fuck up and show them that this crap doesn't work, so they stop vaccinating their kids and they start to believe not the government narration that this is going to kill everybody and that you have to be vaxxed up, but instead start revolting and saying this is unnecessary horseshit and we reject it.
I don't think anyone that's gone as far as to vaccinate their kids is going to stop vaccinating anything because they've already basically did this thing that's obviously unsafe to their children. And now to go against it, they're going to have to admit they poisoned their fucking children. Good luck. It's not going to happen.
Yes. Luckily,
I'm-
Mark, luckily, most people have not vaccinated their kids. It's like less than 15%. And also another nice in the vein of what
Probably lower
Brian,
than that,
99%.
another nice in the vein of what Brian was saying is the Lancet just published a big takedown on the epidemic of the unvaxxed thing. They're like, nope, actually the vaccinated are fucking getting and spreading this. This is bullshit. And I say Omicron is nice because it's mild and I'm hearing different things.
Like
The
real
data-
COVID, like regular COVID.
the data I've been like milder, but the data I've been seeing would make you think it's much more contagious, which would mean it would outcompete Delta and be the strain that everyone gets and everyone's fucking fine. But I was a little concerned when I saw Dr. Peter McCullough on Joe Rogan yesterday. He seemed to think that Omicron wasn't as contagious as I was thinking it was, and he didn't think that it would outcompete Delta. But still, Delta's not that bad anyway, so whatever.
But
I don't know. Well,
when you
what are
think
the
about like
36
something like there's how the virus is made up, making it contagious in certain ways. In that way, I guess it's less contagious than Delta. But the way the symptoms present themselves, being that you really don't get sick, you get a headache and some aches, so people are just going to keep living. So you would think like just naturally it would spread more that way.
Oh,
But
yeah, I didn't think
I don't
about that. People with Omicron will probably infect more people just because they feel fine than people with Delta.
Right.
Okay.
Right. As I wonder, like yesterday during MFL, Monday Night Football, they said 36 NFL players tested positive for COVID, and then another 25 did today. So
Hey, don't
you
go
go,
giving away your
okay,
bonus content for free.
we're on the show talking about Omicron, but how many of those do you
guess
think
that's
had
true.
Omicron? I'm going to guess every fucking single one of them. Every fucking single one of them did.
Brian, I would think like the Eagles have no chance of the playoffs, but maybe all their opponents will all get all their players put on like COVID protocols for the rest of the
That's what I'm hoping,
season.
man. Big win this weekend. I think my fantasy teams are going to rebound after all the horrible injury luck, and I'm going to play people who have literally their entire team on COVID. It's going to be great.
Hey, I didn't really look at the list you emailed out. Is Aaron Rodgers on this list?
Oh, he should be. Let's talk
he
about
should
Aaron
be.
Rodgers.
Nice. He can get a nice.
We'll add him.
do
He's
him right
better than
now.
some of the other ones.
Yeah, do him right now.
Okay,
We
so
all know we're giving him a nice, so it's easy.
Yeah, it's true.
we had Brian thinks Omicron's nice. Howie, you think Omicron's nice? I think Omicron's nice. Mark doesn't believe in variants. So
Only variants I believe in are on the show Loki.
What about the
Look at my comics
that
dot com.
other? What about Divergent? Do you believe in Divergence? Remember that? Do you see that horrible movie with the woman I call Fugbug as the lead role? It's ugly girl, hideous. Not as ugly as Scarlett Johansson.
Do you know her name?
Fuggle McBuggles? No. I don't
Scarlett
know.
Johansson is not ugly, you son of a bitch.
Her face is not good looking.
what
It
did she
is-
ever
she
do
is-
to you? Did you pass out at a party somewhere
You know what
and
she did
you
to me?
woke up and
Number
she
one,
was
she
just
cheated.
urinating on your face? Or
No, number one, if that was the case, I would have kept it in my mouth until I could have gotten somewhere to spit it out and sell it on eBay. That's a life hack for all of you out there. If you're cutting our Pride memberships, go and get peed on by a celebrity, keep it in your mouth, and spit it out and resell it on eBay. Number one. No, she just number one cheated on Ryan Reynolds. Love Ryan Reynolds, hilarious. Just Friends, one of the greatest Christmas movies ever. And she just fucking sucks that she can't act. I hear an echo. Somebody's echoing.
Not me. Did you see that new thing
Didn't
Rob
hear
Reynolds
that.
doing with Rob McElhenney from Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Well, I know they're doing. Aren't they doing a Always Sunny
Welcome
in
to
England?
welcome to Wrexham. They bought
Yeah.
they bought a soccer team in Wales that wasn't doing
Yeah,
well.
they did.
And they legitimately like trying to like improve it. I can't wait to watch.
Yeah, it's never sunny in Wrexham.
okay,
All right,
let's
next
keep
topic.
let's keep this spicy. So let's go with some more controversial ones here. Not that Omicron was controversial. Let's go with January 6th insurrectionists. Starting with Howie. What do you think, Howie? Naughty or nice?
It's a tough one. I don't know. Because one, I don't think there's an insurrection. I think they're idiots for fucking like doing what they did. And shit, if you're gonna be painted as a terrorist, they should have just burned the fucking place down. Christ. And now I'm concerned that like they're putting
This
them
is the
through
one
all
that gets us off YouTube for sure.
they're putting them through all this like brainwashing shit, and they're all like, "Oh yeah, Trump's a terrible tyrant. We were duped. Give us a light sentence." If they're just saying they get a light sentence, that's fine. That's fine. But if they're really brainwashed, they're gonna come out these big pussy like liberals. I would
Big
be happy
pussy
about that.
liberals, as opposed to what?
That's a
What
lot
would
of
A little
say the
pussy.
same word 6 times, but in 4 different ways.
Mhm. All right, I don't know.
That thing.
I'm just saying, I don't feel one way or another about these poor people. I feel like they've been tortured and they've been like, they're being painted with a brush that they don't deserve. But they're not naughty or nice. They're just fucking dumb idiots that should have done what they did. If they're gonna do something like that, they should have actually done something.
Well, okay, I'll go next. I don't know. Like, if doing something in that circumstance would not have really resulted in anything good, I don't think, in the long run. But, like, when you look at really how this whole thing happened and the FBI agents or CIA agents who were involved, who obviously were instigating, people to go in, pushing gates open and yelling that we need to storm the Capitol.
Putting out
Yes,
cheese and
these-
crackers, cookies. I saw a cheese tray.
Exactly. These people were just stupid. I agree. So naughty, nice. I say stupid, which I guess would be naughty because you should be smarter. Don't be stupid.
Yes.
I'll
that's
go.
correct.
I'll throw a monkey wrench in. I'll throw a contrary opinion out there. I am going to say nice because they were useful idiots for us in that they and now granted, yes, I know the counterpoint to this is that most people don't realize that this happened, but I think what happened with these people coming in there more further cemented in people's minds, especially the conservative side of things and possibly even independents, cemented in people's minds that the government is out to get you, that you are not welcome, that they will go and use underhanded tactics, that they'll lure you in, that they will spy on you, that they'll hack your social media, that they'll work with social media companies, and that social media and government are entwined because the FBI was tipped off by Twitter, by fucking Facebook, by even Parler. So it's making very obvious just how strong those connective tissues are between government and social media and how you are not safe, your government's out to get you, and God forbid you do anything to cross the line because they will come after you and fucking prosecute you, even if you're just a pregnant mother that happened to be there, which is a true story that happened. So stories like that from these useful morons are actually helping to wake people up and turn them against government.
Counterpoint.
So I give them a nice
counterpoint. Counterpoint.
You don't need to say counterpoint 3 times. You can just say the counterpoint.
No, it's like Beetlejuice. You gotta say it 3 times. Then you can give your counterpoint.
It'll be a long show.
and also convince Howie to do anything. 3 times is the rule.
The counterpoint.
So, what you're saying is very nice, but most people are idiots and they won't understand this. And so most people, well, not most people, I'm saying I think it will be used for is they're going to pretend an insurrection happened, which everybody knows there's no goddamn insurrection. They're going to pass new
Los Angeles, not named Brian, thinks that an insurrection happened.
They're going to pass new laws like
Michael Bolden. He hates
Patriot Act type
Michael
shit.
Bolden thinks insurrection happened?
I'm joking.
It's got to make life worse. This is going to be used as a reason to pass more laws. It's going to make our lives worse. They were useful idiots for the feds that started it and got what they wanted, and they're going to continue to get what they want.
Yeah. Well, I actually argued against my own point. I was just kind of playing devil's advocate to do it. But because I do agree that what's really going to happen is the insurrectionists were used as a foil for Biden to say that white extremism is a huge danger, and thus even partnering more with the social media companies to monitor extremism and put people on watch lists and make white extremists, whatever the fucks, the great enemy of the people and the great new terror out there. So,
Brian,
I'll still say nice just to mix it up.
You jogged my memory. This is a big important thing for people to know. I recently found out that happy holidays, saying happy holidays, this is white supremacist code. Happy holidays, it stands for Heil Hitler. So you got to tell people. You're
going to say Hans Hoppe.
A lot of people might not know. So you got to tell them you have to say Merry Christmas or people will think you're a white nationalist if you say happy holidays. So only Merry Christmas, folks.
So happy holidays is a dog whistle to the white supremacists.
Heil Hitler. Happy Hanukkah. Unless you spell it with a C, then you can get away with it.
Well, the Hanukkah's over anyway, so I just say Merry Christmas now to most people. Whatever.
No, I'm joking. This is a 4chan thing that they're trying to pull on people. Just like
I'm all for it.
Okay, symbol is I think it's so funny. Yeah, happy holidays means Heil Hitler. You have to say Merry Christmas.
What they should spread is that anybody wearing a Santa hat it's a MAGA hat but pointy, and try to spread that so that people are going around like beating up Santa Clauses for the Salvation Army and shit. You'll have Antifa attacking Santa Clauses. That'll really turn people against Antifa. You see them beating up a bunch of Clauses.
Did you guys know about this SantaCon thing? I just found out about it. It's been going on for a while.
I think I know about it,
In New York City, the gist is you go to New York City dressed as Santa, you get hammered, and you run around causing trouble. And apparently the NYPD fucking
to bars.
Hates this and they're trying to like stop it, but people just keep showing up in New York City every Christmas dressed as Santa, getting hammered, causing trouble.
Is there a specific day, or is it just like any time around Christmas?
There's a day. There's a SantaCon. It's got a date. I don't know the date, but it's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mark's just been taken out. We've lost him.
The super spreader event actually took him out. What if Anthony Samroff hidden his luggage and then just stuck it behind him and took him out? It's gonna be Anthony when it comes back on.
Unzips from the inside.
Really
Anthony pops up.
That would be amazing. He might stay with us for a couple days on his way out.
He did say he's staying in Mexico now. Maybe that's
he's staying here till
just in your
January.
luggage. Yeah,
he can't get back into the U.S.
in January.
Not as of this moment, but he's we'll see. I don't want to say anything. Maybe this is for the bonus show.
See a video of him scaling
I'm pretty sure anybody from Mexico can get into the U.S.
Nope. They changed the rule. Unless you're an LPR, a long-term permanent resident, like a green card, or a citizen, you have to be vaccinated, fully vaccinated.
I thought
by land, sea. Whatever.
I'm talking about the people that don't go through official channels.
Yeah, that's fine, but they don't let Scotland.
That's like hundreds of thousands of people. He can get somebody to take him in, can he?
Oh, look who's
guys,
here.
We can start the show now.
Now everybody's really tiny. Great,
yeah,
again,
we had such a good vibe with the 4-panel, and now it's all spread out.
All right,
weird looking.
well, I can leave. That's good.
Yeah,
Jeez.
fantastic. Yes, make sure you have the brightest light directly behind your head. Although I do notice that you You're missing. Rico actually fixed his missing light bulbs in his chandelier, which I thought was.
I certainly did not. I have done nothing of the sort.
Just
it's still there.
So in
my right, the other one.
In my bathroom, there's 3 light bulbs. 2 of them had died. I was going to sun one for a while, and the other day, and luckily I just finished shaving, and it's like boop. I had to go buy them. They're like, they have these weird prongs or these like LED,
Are you still talking about light bulbs, or are you talking about other things in your bathroom?
Light bulbs, but it was like, damn. So I bought these new ones. They say they last for 9 years. I don't believe it for 1 second. The ones that were there and all died.
My marriages were supposed to last for 9 years, and neither of them did.
Anyway, so we come to a conclusion. Aaron Rodgers, naughty or nice?
Why is this a?
We were
debate?
on the January 6th.
It's not debatable. He's nice. It's not.
Welcome to the show. Naughty or nice, Aaron Rodgers.
Of course, he's nice. I guess the only drawback is he wasn't firm enough in his initial declaration. But why would you want to get into all of that if you're him? You're just like, yeah, I'm immunized. Fucking move along.
Dude, with that shit
all, everything else.
When that shit all came out, like the Eagles weren't on TV that weekend, I'm like, well, I'm going to watch the Packers. Do you know what? Aaron Rodgers is fucking awesome. And then I found out.
Wow, he's been pretty good for about 20 years.
No, I mean, as a person, not as a quarterback. But then,
not good as a person. He's a horrible person.
I actually name him my one fantasy team.
But then that day, I found out they weren't letting him play. So I'm like, well, fuck that. I'm not watching NFL at all. Fuck him.
See, they lost ratings.
I saw the NFL just said they're mandating, I don't know, whatever, tier 1 and tier 2 personnel be boosted by like in 2 weeks.
I can't wait for half their staff's going to come down with the Omicron variant. Because, after getting boosted, a lot of people like the recent CDC thing that came out, it was like 80% are vaccinated. And then like, another third of those were fully boosted that got it. Yeah. I think the booster gives it to you. I think it's like making you weaker. They're going to take out all the staff.
Very complicated.
They're going to be like, Mark, come back. We don't care. Come back to us.
There's some algebra problem that someone needs to make because the vaccines are 33% less effective against the Omicron variant, yet all the people in the hospital are vaccinated. So what the fuck do the people who don't have any vaccine? Where is their protection coming from? Tell me this.
Yeah.
I don't know. How could they not be in the hospital? It's so puzzling.
Dude, my wife just had a bad experience with the doctor today. I was telling her, I'm like, doctors don't know shit. I'm like, if it's not textbook, they're like, no, it says I'm supposed to prescribe this amount, blah, blah. They don't fucking
doctors
ask
read,
questions.
They don't even read manuals, actually.
They do what they're fucking told.
They read public relations material and repeat it.
They're not smart people. They're not smart people that think and figure shit out. They're people.
Doctors do exist, but they're not smart because they're doctors.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Think about
in general.
What are doctors selected for? They're the kids that can memorize shit. Like you're good at memorizing shit,
and that won't throw up cutting open dead bodies. That's a big part of it too.
I think you guys are going a little far on that, but there is a huge financial disincentive for doctors. Like doctors are like, why do I want to rock the boat? If I don't do this, I'm not going to be eligible for Medicare payments, and then all my money is gone if I can't get Medicare patients because the fucking government, in case you haven't noticed in the last 20 years, has completely taken over. Insurance payments. They dictate what insurance you have to have, what Medicare will cover, what Medicaid will cover. So the doctors, there's no more like, oh, I'll see Joe down the street and just charge him what the cost is. That doesn't exist anymore for doctors. Yeah. So if they're going to make money, they have to play the game. And I don't think anyone went to medical school for all those years and did internships to not get paid. So
and just think about this. You've got all these sky-high fucking student loans to pay. You just bought $1 million house. You got a wife that's like wants to keep up with the Joneses. Like, of course, you're going to toe the company line. You're going to do what's said.
Yeah, I mean, they could know it's all bullshit. I know doctors who say this is fucking bullshit and they're pissed off about it.
Third leading cause of death, doctors.
Well,
it's true. Like medical mistakes is the third leading cause of death. Like, seriously. I'm considering never ever going to a doctor again.
That's one way to go. What does Manorama think about that?
I only go to doctors.
Dude, I'm done with her.
With Manorama, your spiritual advisor? Oh, we got to hear this. Or is this bonus show content?
Howie never knows if we're on a phone show or a public show.
No, it was...
Well, Howie, we have Manorama right here. Bring her in, Odie.
I'll tell you what I do have right here is, speaking of Aaron Rodgers, have you guys seen the Aaron Rodgers lookalike video?
Oh, yeah. They don't look that much alike. I do like that the guy pointed at the camera.
Was it John Wick?
We'll find out. Which one is Aaron Rodgers?
Tell me there's two of them.
No, clearly the one on the right.
You know what this I don't think Aaron Rodgers is in the
dictionary, and you're looking at the definition of doppelganger.
They're like, wow, my mind is blown. They're not that close. If the guy shaved his fucking beard, I guarantee he looks nothing like Aaron Rodgers.
It's actually Aaron Rodgers' brother, and that's the closest Aaron Rodgers will ever come to speaking with him.
They look more alike than the Bill Burr look-alike, who was that quarterback for... I forget.
We're in the crappy layout now again.
Yeah, what the hell, Odie? You're not very good at this. Beep.
Got it.
Good job.
Why doesn't go
All
back
right, who's next on the
automatically?
list?
All right, next on the list, let's go with maybe the most influential person in the world.
Am I
right
muted
now.
or
Well,
just constantly
actually,
being ignored?
Ignored.
A little bit of A, a little bit of B.
I'm gonna leave again.
What did he say?
I don't know what he's doing. I don't know. I mean, I can't hear Mark. I can hear him then. I can't hear him most of the time.
Is he leaving because the video format looks weird with five?
Can we just mute Mark all the time and just see how?
When did he become so high maintenance?
Oh, when? Always.
He's back.
You can see. I see why I stepped off.
I see why you left. All right.
That's why I stepped off.
Speaking of
with the long hair,
doing that
high
on air, let's
Oh,
talk about Elon Musk. Naughty or nice?
Insurrectionists, naughty.
Elon Musk is nice. If let alone for today, his Elizabeth Warren treatment.
That was great.
What did he say? Does anybody have it pulled up? Fuck.
He said a bunch of things. He's like, you remind me of when I was a kid, my friend's mom would just start yelling for no good reason. And then he's like projecting much when she called him basically a freeloader.
He said something. she retweeted like the Time Person of the Year thing and said something like, oh, let's change these rigged tax laws so people pay their fair share. And instead of freeloading, and he like commented something like, why don't you check your facts? Like, I'll be paying more in taxes this year than any American in history. And also he then something like, make sure you don't spend it all in one place. Oh, you already did. And then I think he called her like Senator Karen in another point.
Yeah. That's how you got to talk to these people. I mean,
yes,
give them no respect.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit torn because he does entertain me, but I do think there's a little bit of a Pied Piper aspect to Elon Musk and how he does pump and dump and that sort of thing. So I don't trust him, but he does entertain me. Kind of like Donald Trump.
The value of Tesla is fucking ridiculous. The fact that Tesla's value, like that he's got more money than Jeff Bezos, and not that Bezos is a great guy, and Amazon's gotten punked by other shit.
Fuck Jeff Bezos.
But Amazon is a vastly more worthwhile, vastly more used, vastly more profitable than Tesla will ever fucking be. It's the biggest company on the planet, and yet Elon Musk has more money than Jeff Bezos. Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, does that count that Jeff Bezos lost like half the stock in his divorce? I don't know how much he lost.
I don't know if they're taking that into account. Maybe that's why.
Oh.
Maybe that's the only reason why.
That made me laugh so hard. It was like Jeff Bezos' wife became like the richest woman in the world, and then Bill Gates got divorced, and his wife became the second richest woman in the world. It's like the only way for a woman to get on.
Way
this
to
list.
fight the patriarchy, ladies.
It would only be better if a man transitioned to be a woman to become the richest woman.
That would be fucking hilarious.
Just wait. Billy J, third richest woman in the world.
So we all agree, Elon Musk, nice.
I'm going to say naughty just to be different.
Mark's saying naughty.
I will also qualify my nice that he's been speaking out against his vax mandate bullshit.
Oh, yeah, you know what? Naughty. I mean, nice, because he did say he will never do a vax mandate, and he's against them. So never mind. I changed it.
Yeah.
That's my number one issue.
He's a scammer. He took government money. Whatever. He's fucking
massive tax breaks.
Pumps
I
up
take government money for Lions of Liberty at this point.
Dogecoin. Who gives a shit? Whatever. He's against the vax mandate. He's cool. He fucking goes after that fake Indian grifter. Good.
If
I
you're
agree.
take
Let's talk about that
government money and like use it to make the world better, then why not?
I don't look. I have no problem. As libertarians, I don't have a problem. The rules that exist, we're trying to change it. But if they exist, why not? If you're trying, like I said, if you're trying to make the world a better place, you're trying to grow your company, you're trying to keep some money, get some money that's being taxed and taken away from you to build a product or service. I don't have a fucking problem with you using government money. Some other asshole is just going to get it anyway. It's not like they don't fucking give it out. It's not like it goes back to the taxpayers. It fucking doesn't. You might as well take it if you're a libertarian and use it.
Brian, what it sounds like you're saying is
some would disagree with that.
What it sounds like you're saying is we're living in the real world, and what we need to do next on Naughty or Nice is the post-libertarians.
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, here's what I was going to do next, actually. So there's three that are kind of related. There's the Libertarian Party, there's the Mises Caucus, and the post-libertarians. So we can just kind of...
Brian perfectly segged into post-libertarians now.
Could someone explain this to me as a person who does not follow this?
Explain it to me, too, as someone who doesn't care that much.
Explain post-libertarian?
All those three terms you just said, don't know any.
541.
The Libertarian Party is the Libertarian Party.
Well, okay, I know that, yes. Well, wait, there's a Libertarian Party? I didn't know that.
The Mises
So you
Caucus.
might have heard of this guy, Gary Johnson, and then you probably haven't heard of this woman that ran the last time. We don't even need to bother with her name. Doesn't matter.
I can't get over how red Howie is. It's all I can look at or think about.
It's the fire.
There's no fire.
Robbie the Fire? Is Robbie the Fire blowing you right now? And is the glow off the back of his head shining bright on you?
Robbie the Fire, Naughty or Nice.
Howie, I'm just going to give you a little kiss on the top of the dick, and then I've got to go and do James'
terrible Robbie the Fire impression.
I know. You said he's a neurotic Jew, so I was just doing a neurotic Jew voice.
Not all neurotic Jews.
Like who's that one libertarian candidate?
So, Mark
Allen
Oh, rest in peace.
Mark,
Yeah. Mark Allen Feldman?
Yeah.
Mark, I could explain.
Me. It's Mark Allen Feldman. Merry Christmas, everybody, even though I'm Jewish and dead.
Would you like me
Even
to do
in
it in
heaven,
one
my
sentence or
sinuses.
less?
I was going to say, Mark, I could explain post-libertarianism, but then you'd have to say all the things I was wrong about, or you could just explain post-libertarianism.
Okay, I'll try to do it in 1 sentence or less.
Yes, perfect.
Basically, I would say the post-libertarians, and I'm just using that term because it's become popularized. No one actually calls themselves that thing, but it describes a group of people, I would say, who are trying to make the conversation about more than simply libertarian theory because of the last 18 to 20 months or so. There's things we need to do, whether it's leaving the country, getting more wealth, maybe it's doing local politics in some way. There's things you need to do to protect ourselves from what's going on right now. And simply talking about libertarian theory and keeping libertarian as a per se identity doesn't do that in and of itself. And that is the general gist of the people having that conversation. That's how I would sum them up.
Would this be a valid example? A lot of libertarians upset about Ron Desantis like banning like vax mandates.
Yes.
And be like, no, we're libertarians. We should say business free to do whatever they want.
It's a perfect example.
Some people are like, we actually live in reality and we're under fucking attack from the largest propaganda. Like, who knows what this whole agenda thing is in the world. We need to fucking stop this. And this is reality. So yes, we will be fucking for this, even though it's not the perfect libertarian like solution to an issue.
I think the part of the conversation, not the entirety of the conversation, but a portion of it is whether it's anti-libertarian or against the NAP to basically use the state, maybe at the local or even state level, to combat something happening at the federal level. I say I don't care if you call it libertarian or not because I'm fucking for it. If it in our present situation, but many people would say, well, no, it violates the non-aggression principle. It's the NAP. You're using the state. Everything with the state is bad. So those are the people that I think would be the ones that are most upset or unhappy with people that are in that post-libertarian, I use it in quotes, group.
Yeah, I'm ready to totally drop the word libertarian. Like, if it makes me more free, I'm for it. I don't give a fuck if it fouls our like principles and shit. Whatever.
And I just don't think it's against the principles. That's kind of how I would look at it because I see it all as self-defense.
Sure.
Well,
This
look,
guy is-
look, if somebody locks you in a fucking cage and then puts in a guy in the cage who wants to beat you up, and you fight the guy and you use the chains and shit that are in, like, let's say the Thunderdome, and it's got chainsaws in the cage, you're not out of your realm to use the chainsaws provided to you to get out of the cage, right? We're using the chainsaws provided to us to get out of the fucking cage.
I don't see the analogy, honestly, but
Well,
I was half listening.
I have an analogy for us.
Oh boy.
Earlier today, we were talking about
This
Mark's Jesus is an asshole episode, and I mentioned I love when like Jesus is flipping the tables and like whipping the fucking people. I guarantee you, like Nick Sarwark would have been like outside the temple and be like, "That violates the net, Jesus."
With his mask on.
Well, actually, Jesus. Yeah, I mean, so I think like the example, because I've been in some heated discussions with people on this.
I'm picturing Nick Sarwark's tweet at Jesus right now.
That's all he does is tweet. But what the libertarians would say, you know, the lefty, or not even left libertarians, just like people in the Libertarian Party would say, oh, well, you know, the mom and pop shop down the street, who the grandma who works there and owns it is immune compromised, and she wants to be able to check, you know, to make sure that nobody who's COVID positive or hasn't been vaccinated comes in. And it's like, well, that's not even the discussion. We're not even talking about that. We're talking about
we're going to make
creation of a biomedical state through pharmaceutical passports, which is leading to a creation of a central bank digital currency, which is going to control the way that we spend our money, buy our groceries, travel, educate ourselves, do everything. So I don't know. It's like two different worlds, really. It's not even, it's people talking about two separate topics.
Correct. One group is talking about libertarian theory. The other group is talking about what's happening right now. And there is like this blockade where they seem like they can't be the same thing. I can agree with libertarian theory and then say, cool, but here's what's happening now. So let's do this thing.
Yes. So post-libertarians, nice.
it sounds terrible.
I say nice.
Very nice.
I say
Anybody
naughty.
having a conversation about actually getting more liberty in your lives, I would say gets a nice to me. And so that's
Wait,
nice.
you're
So
saying naughty?
I'm saying naughty based on what you just described to me.
What part do you think is naughty?
No.
Those were the real libertarian. The real.
Yes.
libertarian.
You
Oh,
really
yeah,
are.
fucking
you're
naughty
giving
to them.
reverse.
Fuck them.
You have it reversed.
Yes, exactly.
I think Rico
That's why
has
I
it
just
reversed.
got my renewal thing in the mail, and
understand.
I got my
Rico has-
Libertarian Party renewal thing in the
Rico
mail.
has a
Really
little
not
known
good.
Giving the
condition.
real libertarians a naughty and the post-libertarian.
I have libertarian dyslexia.
Yeah, I was just, damn it, I was just going to say that.
And here's this: even if you don't agree with them, I like having a new voice, looking at things from a new angle, and letting us like consider different ideas and ponder things and discuss them. When somebody does that, you don't be like, "No, you're a Nazi, fucking racist, blah blah. You're not a libertarian." Fuck
You know who does
That's-
that? Progressives.
Yes, and I don't
And
like them.
apparently many libertarians who are probably actually really more leftists at heart.
Progressives are just fascists driving the speed limit.
Or driving at extra speed, something like that.
Whatever. They're the same fucking thing nowadays. So here we are. Welcome to fascist America.
All
Got
these
something to say,
assholes
Brian?
moving to
Looks like
Austin, naughty or nice?
Who?
Buck Johnson's so base he moved out of Austin because it was becoming so liberal.
That's why I brought it up. I think Buck saw the fucking right track, because I know all these people live there, but Austin's becoming a liberal shithole. Maybe all these libertarians are moving there. I don't understand it.
I'm telling you guys,
Texas.
Oh, it's still way better than LA, like by far. I spent a week
Anything's
there.
better than LA. Well, not New York. New York's still worse than LA.
I've been eyeing up West Virginia. It seems pretty fucking sweet, and it's pretty fucking cheap too.
You've been talking about
too.
this forever, Howie. I don't think you're ever.
I know. Yeah, well, we'll see. Actually,
Are those boxes packed yet? Or what?
keep saying that shit, because the only reason like I really deleted Facebook was because Mark's like, you won't really, you'll sign back in, and I'm like, no.
He has not, as far as I know. I gotta say.
So if you keep saying I'd never move to West Virginia, next thing I know, I'll be there at my banjo on my.
You'll never move to Mexico, you pussy.
It doesn't affect me. I mean, I see you over a Zoom call. So whether you originate
saying-
Zoom call in
saying-
West Virginia or Virginia,
I'm just
cares?
saying.
Which is the same place anyway.
All I'm
yeah.
saying is,
Isn't it like 15 miles from where you live?
yes,
It's moving to a different
Making the big
suburb.
move.
Who cares?
yes, but it's a
even
whole
worth spending
Way
different.
to make a
Then why
stand.
don't you do it already?
It's a whole different lifestyle.
Pussy.
Because moving sucks. Have you ever done it?
Yeah, so why do it for
I have
55?
moved in my life, shockingly.
You have like
Sucks.
18
years.
dogs. Just
It
get a
really
giant
sucks.
dog sled and make those little fuckers go to work.
Rico still lives at his parents' house, so he's never had to
Yes.
moving hotels for WrestleMania weekend is as much as he's ever made.
I told Mark this before we started. I almost was out for tonight because I had.
This is the part where Harry tells a story he thinks is on the bonus show, but it's not.
No, I know it's not, but she doesn't listen, so it's fine. I had a
snorting heroin that I made myself.
I decided to tune in to Lions Liberty live tonight.
It wasn't opiates. It was just a lot of Sylvia, synthetic weed. All right, go ahead. What?
So I had a crying wife, and I thought I was going to have to cancel this for tonight. Our puppy Angus got neutered yesterday, and apparently, so I slept upstairs in the bed. She slept down on the couch. She was in the crib with the thing on. He cried all night. She didn't get any sleep. She was like, I was at work. She had to take care of the dogs all day, and I came home, and now I'm going to be on the podcast, and she's so exhausted and starts crying, and I'm like, listen, I'll tell them I can't do it. All right, I'll watch them. You sleep, blah blah, and then she goes on and on. They're like, all right, I'm going to text them, let them know I can't do it. She's like, you can do your podcast.
Slapped her in the face so hard. She never asked me this again.
So I whipped the dog's neutered testicles in the bag I still had in my hand directly into her eyeballs.
No, Mark brought up a good point, though.
Which would violate the NAP theoretically, but considering the current state of affairs, it would not.
Not in spirit.
Spousal.
When I was talking to Mark about this,
Very
he said,
post-libertarian.
this is pretty smart. I didn't even think about this. He said, sometimes they just need to hear that you would have skipped the podcast or you would have done the right thing.
Totally. Oh, I use that tactic all the time. All the time.
It's brilliant.
Well, no one would ever believe
Act
you
like
would
you're
do
definitely
the right
going to do the thing, and that will often
But
get you out of that thing.
But then I told Mark, like, I definitely would have, because I'd rather have like 4 mad lions than 1 mad wife. Like, that would be way worse.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't have been mad. I wouldn't
I
have
wouldn't
been
have been mad either.
I wouldn't have been mad either. Oh, but you'd rather have 1 mad wife than 1 mad
I'll
wife.
go contrary because that's the theme. I would have been mad, Howie.
Because
I definitely would have been mad.
Because in my mind too, it's like, oh shit, I'm doing this again tomorrow too.
Yeah, that's right. Live at 7 p.m. Pacific time on the Boring Podcast.
Anyways, who's next on the list?
Next up, the Mises Caucus. Are they doing good stuff? Are they spreading the message of liberty, led by Dave Smith? Who
Does
wants
anybody
to take
get
this one?
anybody
Am I allowed to
get
give
an
a
angry
split
text
answer?
after this?
What?
Am I allowed to give a divided answer?
Sure.
Because the Mises Caucus comprises many people. I think maybe even thousands of people at this point. I'm not really sure.
Millions,
Not being a
possibly.
collectivist and all, I don't want to lump them all together. Because I would still say the Mises Caucus is the best part of the Libertarian Party, which we still have on our list. And I would say the Mises Caucus is kind of my people. It's the Ron Paul people. So I don't want to give those people a naughty. I do wish maybe many of them were prioritizing things differently. I'm not sure the Mises Caucus within the Libertarian Party is the best place to do things. I'm not sure it's not. I think it all depends on the locality, like with any of this stuff. But there are people within the Mises Caucus who do not take criticism well, and I've seen many of those people online, and I've seen many of these people say things that I think are absolutely, let me just say, retarded. So if you can't take criticism well we're trying to take over a third party level,
Give him one.
I don't think you're cut out for politics. So for that segment of the Mises Party, I give them a fucking naughty as fuck. But for the rest of you guys who are mostly just awesome dudes, Ron Paul people who just want to see the right libertarian message and who want to see more freedom in your lives, like you all, which is most of them, I give a nice to because they're my people.
I will say, theoretically, I think the Libertarian Party can be used for good. I don't think they win elections. I think they could help spread a message. But in my lifetime, they have not done that. They fucking failed at that every fucking goddamn time. The Mises Caucus, at least say...
Mises Caucus?
The Mises Caucus at least says what I believe. That though I think being involved in the Libertarian Party is a waste of time, those people are saying and doing the things I would want them to say and do. Like, should Dave Smith run for president?
Some of them. Others
I don't
of
know.
them are talking about their booster shots.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like
their
should
treasury
Dave Smith
candidate.
Should Dave Smith run? Hold on, before I didn't know about this. I'll get to that in a second. Should Dave Smith run for president? I don't know. I don't think the Libertarian Party is going to do a goddamn thing. But they are going to run somebody, and I'd rather it be somebody that says the shit that I think and believe. So, okay, good, fine. You're not getting my money. You're not getting my time. I'm not going to be a delegate.
Better counterpoint. Wait, I gotta say it 3 times. Counterpoint, counterpoint, counterpoint. Maybe it's better. It depends on how you think the Libertarian Party can be used. If you think it can never be used for good and will only be a distraction, then maybe you don't even want a good libertarian there. Maybe you want fucking Bill Weld and Gary Johnson to bring all the shit libertarians that are actually progressives that just kind of like libertarian rhetoric or something or methods or whatever. And
the holding pin idea.
Maybe it's just you send all the shitty ones there and the rest can go do useful shit. That's just one idea.
Are you talking about concentration camps for the Mises Caucus?
Yes. Where you been, retard?
So I was going to say. I gave them a nice, but I didn't know this new information that Mark spouted out about some Mises Caucus people talking about vax shit. If that's the case, if that's what the Mises Caucus is about, which
it's not really some, it's honestly just one.
How can I say Mises Caucus?
I mean, maybe there's more than
every
one.
time.
I mean, there's a certain, he supposedly is a part of the Mises Caucus, or I don't know if he's a member, but he is supposedly, from what I've heard, going to be their treasury candidate, Mr. Hagopian, who's been tweeting about. I mean, months ago, and I have no problem naming him because he tweeted out, vaccinating children. It's time we start testing vaccines on children. So you are my enemy when you say something like that. So I don't really give a fuck about naming you in that case. But no, he's tweeting about his booster shot, and it's just very, very fucking cringe to me. People like that are useless.
I hope
maybe those people should be better off just staying in the Libertarian Party doing fucking nothing useful.
I hope that he chokes on 12 dicks, one for each day of Christmas.
Are there any libertarians that are actually libertarians left? Like
only on this podcast.
I mean, there's a lot, like Mark was saying.
No.
There's a lot of good libertarians in the Mises Caucus, and I mean, I'm not going to restate everything Mark said. I basically agree with it. But yeah, there's also like a lot of assholes in the Mises Caucus. Not a lot, maybe a few, proportionally. Most are good, a few bad ones, a few bad apples, as they say.
Is this like the New Yorkers moving to Florida and ruining their demographics? Sounds like it.
Exactly.
Well, maybe. I mean, I do agree that people in the Mises Caucus can be very butthurt very easily, and that's something they need to fucking get over.
Which is true of probably any group of people of any kind who are.
Maybe it's also because, I mean, I will say this is something that was a criticism of the Mises Caucus from the Prague Caucus and some other people. I think even
the Fag Caucus. Is that what you said?
Yes, that's what I said. But it is fair though that if you have people that are vitriolic and they don't pull their punches, like it's like anything. You attack, it's like, again, almost a progressive-esque response where it's an emotional response. And a lot of people in the Mises Caucus, not a lot, I won't say a lot. Some of the people in the Mises Caucus react very emotionally to any criticism, and that's, not conducive to an environment where it's going to bring people in, to keeping people in. And look, I view the Mises Caucus, I'm part of it. I view them as my people as well.
Do you pay a membership fee?
Mises Caucus. I do.
Okay, I was just curious. Damn it, I was hoping to call you out and say you're part of it, but not.
No, I do pay the membership fee, though I did not register as a delegate because I got sick of the whole game again, so I'm out. I didn't feel like dealing with it at the convention.
So I'll give them money, but I will not go and vote.
They get my money. They get my money to help with with local races and to try to push candidates and push. I agree conceptually, but I did not continue to be a delegate. So, but I don't even know if I agree overall.
I don't even know if I agree conceptually, but I agree with funding them, if that makes sense. Because I mean, they are the best force in the Libertarian Party. So if there's going to be people doing shit, I'd rather it be them doing it.
That doesn't make sense to me if you don't agree conceptually, but still think.
Odie
just like them and want them to have money.
Odie as a strong Catholic. How much money do you send to abortion clinics?
Wait,
not a Catholic.
It's Odie. Oh, you should be.
A Christian.
Stop being a Protestant. At least be Orthodox or Catholic. One of them. One of the real churches. You Protestants.
I lean Orthodox. Not really, but I'm intrigued by it. All right. Hey, what do we got next?
I'm going to throw in a new one because I think we could do it quickly.
How we get the host position?
I think we could do it quickly. This is someone who looks like Santa Claus. So
There we go.
Is Roger Paxton getting a naughty for falling out of the movement completely?
No. I think we need to address the naughtiness of. I think we need to address
about once a year he posts a picture killing a pig, and then he's gone.
He was supposed to narrate Do Nothing Man, and then 2 episodes in a row, I was like, "Are you gonna do it?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm too busy slaughtering pigs, and I'm moving a house." I'm like, "God damn it, Roger."
I think since some of us promoted him, we need to expose the naughtiness of Vermin Supreme.
Oh, that motherfucker! I agree is 100% naughty.
I'm very glad I did not endorse him.
He took a
way.
fucking hard turn into fucking progressive shit.
Not really a turn, dude. He's kind of always been that guy. He just read the fucking platform before some debates and said some.
As soon as the riot, it's in my mind. As soon as the riots happened, he started saying some crazy fucking shit that might.
I'll be right back.
Fuck you.
And supporting the like homeless people fucking overrunning cities and the rights of homeless people to squat wherever they fucking want and destroy property value and private property rights, which is the fucking core of goddamn libertarianism. And Vermin Supreme's out there shooting his fucking idiot mouth off about how no you can't move homeless people, they can shit right on your fucking front lawn, you can't move their tent out from in front of your house. Fuck you, Vermin Supreme, you fucking idiot.
Yes, so this would be short, like I said, naughty. Moving on.
That was awesome. I heard all of that.
Yeah, well, he is fucking naughty.
Yes, I just wanted to get that. Too. I just wanted to get that on the record. Moving on.
His politics are naughty. I think personally he's a nice guy, but yeah,
I agree, but he pissed me off so badly this past fucking year, man. I am embarrassed by my support of him.
Who's next?
Let's get down to someone who killed people. Kyle Rittenhouse.
Howie, naughty.
This is like a slam dunk for me. I mean, is there going to be much debate here for us?
I'm going to say that Kyle Rittenhouse, I don't know. He's empirically nice. He's just like the January 6 people, though, a fucking idiot for putting himself in that position, in my opinion. But
disagree.
I really don't like that line because I think, yes, okay, like, sure, yes, if he didn't put himself there, he wouldn't have killed the people. That is true. But
I'm just going to say nice and go pee.
I'm saying regardless of killing people or not, I don't think a 17-year-old should be out fucking around in the middle of riots. And I know you think you're doing the right thing. That's fine. I don't think his parents did the right thing to let him go. I think he was stupid to go out and do it. And that's the way I feel. I mean, I don't have a problem with him shooting those people. He clearly got attacked. But I don't think it's a good thing for kids to be out there with rifles in the middle of violence and not prepared for that violence. I mean, he defended himself.
They seem pretty fucking prepared to me.
Well,
very well prepared.
See,
I guess he was prepared militaristically, but I still don't think it was a good idea.
I would say because of that. I mean, because we saw what happened. He was prepared. He was attacked, and he was able to not kill anyone, any innocent bystanders, which most cops can't even do that.
True.
And just shoot the attackers. And
is he going to run for president someday? Do you think?
I mean, I will say I don't want an army of 17-year-olds going out patrolling the streets.
But not all 17-year-olds are the same, though. I mean, like
they aren't. But
I don't want some 30-year-olds to have guns.
I also don't want people rioting and burning down the city.
I want that less. I'd rather have the army of 17-year-olds.
Yeah. Agreed. But I also don't think that I want an army of fucking 17-year-olds out there defending everything. I think that you're going to have more bad than good.
No one else does.
Personally.
I mean, fucking step up to law enforcement or whoever is in charge of making sure the rioters don't fucking burn down a city. Then step up. If they're not going to do the job, thank God someone else wants to.
We're the fucking pussies in this fucking community. That 17-year-olds have to cross state lines to go and fucking do it for you.
Now
the pussies in this community are the fucking failure.
CNN.
I don't care. I'm just saying. I'm
Sanjay.
What the fuck ever. You guys can eat my dick.
I should have like a higher R score, by the way. Retard.
Well, now you're at 3.
Okay, but it's not my name.
And now you're frozen, you imbecile.
I'm not frozen. Maybe you're frozen.
I removed my R's from my name before we started. I was at R7.
Well, we're crossing.
You started ours before the show, just from the pre-show.
No, we do it on the other podcasts.
From our other show. I thought I should hide that part for this show. But
I took it off, but Mark's been dropping retard bombs like crazy, so I had to.
Well, now that I know
yourself an R.
Yeah, it's exciting. I never said that. I don't think I ever said the word in a podcast.
Yeah, Brian, you just got an extra one too.
I said I was referring to Mark. I wasn't calling anybody a fucking retard.
Yeah, another for yourself.
That one I'll give myself one for.
You should have said a hard R bomb, not a hard reach.
If the state, if the state is going to step down and allow rioting, I don't care if 2-year-olds defend it. I don't really care. I'm very old school in the sense that I hearken for the days when like 12-year-olds were on the cattle ranch defending the fucking horses or whatever the fuck 12.
I'm almost with you, Mark. I agree kind of with what you said, but I think if you're an intelligent person and if the adults and the cops in your town aren't going to defend it, you should realize it's fucking lost. Get the fuck out. It's done.
That's what I'm saying.
It's over. That city is done.
But he had a connection.
Yes, he did nothing wrong. He did.
No, I'm not saying that.
That's what I said. I don't think he did anything wrong either. I don't think it's a good idea.
That's my job.
But Barico, if you're a kid, if you're a kid and all the adults in your community have abandoned the fucking place, fuck it. It's over.
I agree with that. You should leave.
Like California.
Yeah.
It's over.
Perfect segue.
My daughter will, by the way, she will be Rittenhouse ready. I will pledge you that.
Logan, see Dave Rubin. Dave Rubin's leaving California.
I know that fucking piece of shit. I texted him and I was like, "Thanks a lot, dickhead. You promised me that I'd get a seat on your plane when you left, and here you are abandoning me."
I've never fired a shot.
Someone's making me with Brian hanging on to Dave Rubin's like private jet.
It's like at the end of like a movie. I'm on the helicopter runners.
What was that? Where the zombies? Is that like World War Z or something?
Yeah.
Zombies are hanging from
slots. Are you listening? I know we pay you for graphics, but
I thought that was the withdrawal from Afghanistan.
It's Christmas.
Or even better for a Christmas theme, it's like I'm little Ralphie hanging onto the slide, and Dave Rubin's Santa Claus
Somebody
is
listening
like
will
stepping
make
on my
it.
fingers and kicking me in the face.
happen.
They send me down the slide.
Hopefully a Pride member makes it and it's out before the episode.
Ho, ho.
All right, we got time for a couple more. Brian, how about you intro JK? Because I have no idea what this one's about.
JK. All right, so JK Rowling, I thought she's interesting to talk about. I think everybody's going to say nice on this, but I do think it's interesting to bring up.
Are you assuming we're all Team Turf?
Yes, I think we're all Team Turf. But
what does that mean again?
A radical feminist, a trans something radical feminist,
trans exclusionary
radical
feminist.
So J.K. Rowling is basically white female British Dave Chappelle at this point. She's got fuck you money, and she does not give a shit, and she calls shit as she sees it. And she's come out saying like they want to cancel her because she said that there were biological differences, that men and female are different. And now, most recently, there is this crazy story which I talk about. Well, this will air after ELL, but I talked about it on my episode. She comes out because in the UK, they want to give rapists, literal rapists that have dicks that have gone out and raped chicks, the ability to declare themselves as women and identify as women when they get arrested, which is insane. And now, of course, J.K. Rowling tweeted about that, and everybody's like, oh, you can't tell people what gender they are. I can't believe this. But you're literally talking about be-dicked rapists out there that are going to be identified as women, sent to female prisons, mislabeled on their I don't know, pedophile forms, and now people are going to be like, oh, hey,
rape women in prison.
And rape women in prison, and impregnate women in prison, which is already happening in the United States and other places. So that's the most recent.
That's happening.
They're not D-dicked, they are B-dicked. So that's the J.K. Rowling scenario. It's a very easy, nice for me, but I just thought it was interesting to bring up.
If we're ever going to find like a common ground with these fucking people, I would have to say,
we're not.
If you want to be a trans woman, you have to cut off your dick. It's got to be done.
That's the agreement. You have to go all the way.
And if you're a woman,
Howie, can you create the Dick Snip Caucus?
This is Howie's olive branch.
If you're a woman that wants to be a man, you got to get a fake dick.
This sounds like a Shark Tank.
I think that's fair.
Can you make a design?
I think that's
Howie?
fair. If we want to go along with this, you're not what you were born. You got to either.
You need at least a fake vagina.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
It's fair,
you
right?
Can't have both.
I'm not trying to be extreme.
But then you're not fluid, Howie.
I'm trying to meet them in the middle.
You need to allow fluidity.
Is there a time limit after they declare that they have to de-dick by?
30 days to report to Howie.
You can't even declare till you de-dick.
Howie will send you a self-addressed stamped box to put your dick in and return to Leesburg, Virginia. He will examine it and make sure it's confirmed it's a real dick.
There we go.
We will equip the cops with if a rapist says he gets arrested, he's like,
yeah, that's a real dick, prison. All right, approved.
No, that's approved.
All right. He's like, I want to go to funeral prison. They're like, all right, put it out on the table here, and we're gonna.
Oh yeah, that's real.
Hold on, can we get Mark Cuban on here? Wait a minute, here we go.
That's real.
Wait a minute. There we go.
Can I tell you guys about
subtle advertisements on this?
An idea I had that would have made millions of dollars.
Secondbreakcomics.com, not so subtle.
It's too funny.
So I had an idea that would have made millions of dollars, and then I
if only I did anything ever.
You already told us this, Howie.
In a private email, not to the listeners, you fuckers.
Well, are you trying to get us to invest in that email? Did I miss something?
No. So then I did a Google search and found out somebody started this 4 days before I had the idea. My idea
I'm sure they didn't make a lot of money.
My idea was
Rentarape.com, where Howie comes to your apartment. You rent an apartment. Howie comes to your apartment, fakes a rape, charges you for it.
My idea was to make an app where you could mint an NFT of your soul, and you can buy and sell souls on like a trading thing. And like, this is perfect. Yeah,
I thought it was selling your soul, naughty or nice.
Actually, after I thought of that, I'm like, shit. What if this becomes a thing? And then, like, I accidentally become the Antichrist, and like that.
Sounds very dystopian sci-fi.
Yes. I think you're off your mic.
Your mic just fucking cut out.
But then I googled it, and somebody like 4 days after.
It sounds very echoey right now, like you're in a box of emotion.
Apparently, 4 days before I thought of that, someone else implemented it. But as I was saying this idea,
Satan.
My coworker had an idea too that I thought was good. He said you should be able to make an NFT of your V card, and if somebody takes your virginity, you have to give them your V card. No, he meant your virginity card. But then
I think that's genius.
Someone's already doing that too.
That is a really good idea.
Any ideas?
That is a great idea. I like the V card. What about your anal V card? Has anybody patented that one yet?
No, I don't think so. But
all right, let's get on it.
Some Mormon has for sure.
I might go
back
forward.
of the leg V card, armpit sex V card.
I might go forward with my idea though, because the one that exists is called Ether Souls. That's on Ethereum, which costs a fuck ton.
V card.
Which costs so much to make a transaction in Ethereum. I was going to make mine on Solana, and I didn't know what to call it, like Soul or something. But maybe I should still do it.
That's not the best.
Howie, just start a crypto podcast on Lines of Liberty.
All right. Who's next?
Agreed. Let's see. We'll save some of these for a bonus show. Well, we got a nice story from Mark on the bonus show, though, so we gotta leave time for that. Let's say that the judge in the Maxwell case. I'll say this first. I have not been following the Maxwell case at all. So if someone else wants to talk about the judge and what's gone on, go for it.
Who put him on the list?
I did. I'll just sum it up. It basically, here's why the judges should be on here, right? You've got the Maxwell case. You have Kyle Rittenhouse, right? Case is on TV. Case is televised. You see the motherfucker crying, and it's so divisive. It's literally something designed to piss people off, to get people angry, to stoke division, to stoke animosity. It's on TV. You can watch every second. The Maxwell case, the guy said, it's too sensationalistic.
Point of order.
What?
Federal trials cannot be aired.
So, well, then why did the judge why did he issue a decision about that, saying specifically that you can't air?
The decision had to do with some of the evidence and stuff was going to be censored when it was released. Which you're on the right track. It's bullshit. Our little virgin eyes aren't too unprepared to see this. You're right.
They might be. They don't know what it is yet.
No.
It's hilarious how everything the federal government does has to be under lock and key. Yep. There's no matter what, it's it's federal. It's got to be private. State secrets. Everything's a fucking state secret. It's a joke.
Yeah.
So this judge, what was I going to say?
Isn't the biggest thing with the case that the prosecution just sucks? Or maybe they just assigned horrible prosecutors because
Oh,
Maybe
the horrible prosecutors. You mean like James Comey's daughter?
Yeah.
It's Comey's daughter?
That was my theory.
Yes.
I talked about on ELL.
I
guess
James
Odie
Comey's-
doesn't fucking listen to my show. Thanks a lot, Odie. I did a whole episode about how Comey's daughter was a prosecutor.
James
Probably
Comey's
listened.
James Comey's daughter,
just
who
didn't catch that part.
accidentally allowed the video of Epstein killing himself to be deleted and like destroyed.
Seems reasonable.
I think it's literally she has she is the least experienced of anybody on the team, yet she's the lead prosecutor. It's Comey's daughter, and of course they're Clinton lovers. We know that. I think it's intentionally designed to get this bitch off to protect everybody. Because look, if you can't prove that Maxwell, like Epstein's gone, he's dead. If you can't prove Maxwell's a monster, then how can you prove the Clintons are monsters for being on the plane? Oh, if she's innocent, the Clintons are innocent, right?
Oh.
Brian,
you don't need to do any of that. Everything's just whitewashed. There could be videos on YouTube of Clinton doing every horrible thing you'd imagine, and they would censor it. And people would say, oh, that didn't, I don't know what you're talking about.
Rico, it's whitewater wash. Get it right.
Yes. Rico, is this weird or not? Epstein's cellmate, that big buff dude who had like attacked him the one time, his lawyer is the same lawyer as Ghislaine Maxwell's cellmate.
Why
are you asking me if that's weird?
Because you're a lawyer.
They're like, here's your plea deal. Murder them.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely weird.
It seems odd, right?
Yeah.
It's a little strange. It's a little bit of a strange one.
Whenever, you're talking about someone who said they're not going to kill themselves and have a ton of potential incriminating information, that alone is weird that they end up dead, right? So anything tied to that is going to be highly suspicious.
So nobody really knows.
Jeffrey Epstein's spinal column.
Is there ever been a poll like they do all these presidential polls and all that nonsense bullshit, but can they do a poll like who actually thinks Epstein killed himself? Would it be like 5%? I think even like grandmas that only get their news by calling 1-800 numbers from their rotary phone would say, oh yeah, he definitely killed himself.
Well, I have two questions for you guys then. Did McAfee kill himself or
no?
Or
we should offer Howie's email list by rotary.
Like no. All right. Did McAfee kill himself?
Did we hire the movie phone guy to read Howie's emails
still alive.
Yeah.
Hi, you've reached Howie phone. Let me tell you what the news stories for today are.
Did McAfee kill himself? Yes,
McAfee
no.
is Anthony Samaroff.
Yes, no, or still alive.
Or Anthony Samaroff.
Definitely dead. Definitely was killed.
Rico?
I would say dead and killed, yeah.
And
I'm going to lean dead and killed too, to be honest with you. As much as I want.
You said still alive?
I think he's still alive.
Yeah, I agree. Me too. All right. And the other question was...
When did Howie become host again?
The other question was, nobody knows this, Judge, but let's say, do you guys think Ghislaine Maxwell's going to get off or is she going to go to jail?
I think she's going to get off.
She almost has to get off because if she goes to jail, what is she going to jail for? And if it's not being part of a giant sex ring that involved a bunch of politicians and powerful
exactly.
people. So
she's either going to be dead or get off. Those are the only two options that exist.
So we have three. She's going to get off.
I think she'll be convicted and
trial or something.
You'll never hear from her again. She'll have a stroke on her way to the cell or something.
Do you think she's in jail now and she will be in jail when that sentence is passed?
Yeah. She might get Martha Stewart. They might get her for tax evasion or something unrelated just to say they did something.
I think she's probably not being held in jail for real. And I don't think even if she gets convicted, she's going to a jail. But anyways, Odie?
Funny thing about Martha Stewart, most people don't know, she actually didn't get caught or charged or convicted
lying
of
to the
insider
FBI.
trading. She just lied about it because she thought she did, but she actually didn't. Yeah, so she got charged with perjury.
When's Martha Stewart?
Justin Amash is fine with that, by the way. He's fine with that kind of thing.
Fuck him too. Naughty. Justin Amash is naughty.
All right, are we one more? Are we doing a bonus?
Justin Amash and Vermin Supreme can suck the 12 dicks that we choked.
We didn't actually do Ron DeSantis specifically. We just kind of.
I didn't. I mean, my debate with Tho Bishop on Ron DeSantis is all we need, isn't it?
Were you anti-Ron DeSantis?
I was arguing against him, but he's empirically nice for going against the most overarching authoritarian fucking play that's ever happened. So is
and
anybody
he
going to
does
say naughty?
hilarious. He does funny shit like that thing in the
Yeah, he's also
budget where he wants $8 million to relocate illegals to Martha's
That is pretty
Vineyard.
funny.
It's
I was just talking to my
funny.
dad about that.
Oh, it's a Martha's Vineyard? I didn't know that. Oh,
Yeah.
that's so fucking
He has a
funny.
Trumpian element to him where he's first of all, he's really smart and has done more for liberty, empirically speaking, in the last 2 years than any human being. And has this Trump level quality of knowing just who to troll and just what to say to piss people off even more. And it's fucking
Do you guys
brilliant.
believe he's our age?
He's younger than me.
It's pretty crazy.
Right? Or what is he, 42 or 41?
It's like 45, I think.
Oh, well, then it's slightly older.
Yeah, he's like approximately our age.
I think he's like 39.
Blows my mind. It's like he's the king of Florida, and I'm down in my basement.
King of
now,
Florida.
And I'm down in my basement on this shitty libertarian podcast.
How about this? Why don't we finish on Joe Rogan, and then we can talk about sex workers and Mark's story on the bonus.
Well, Mark's story.
Let's talk about Trump on the bonus,
talk
too.
about all that. That's boring. Yeah. Why don't you just wrap up here?
That's an idea too.
Let's move to the bonus show.
Do we all agree he gets a nice then, I guess, Ron DeSantis?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
He gets a
definitely.
hilarious from me.
Okay.
He gets the
Pissed
biggest.
off a lot of real libertarians.
And Tho Bishop will get a great, nice. If
Important question.
If we follow
Important-
through and organize the Lions of Liberty, Tho Bishop, great. What does he call it? Redneck Riviera gathering in May or whatever it's going to be.
Here, just an important question, just one word answer. Should the Republicans run Trump or DeSantis?
DeSantis.
Neither.
I wish it was DeSantis.
Trump, because
Trump
I
would
would
be-
rather Santos stay as king of Florida.
That's true.
Well, agreed, but
Trump's
Trump will
terrible,
definitely get a huge turnout. It's anti-Trump.
I
It would
think
be a huge
Trump
mistake.
is the only Republican who could lose against Joe Biden
Agreed.
in 2024. Like
Yeah,
anyone
well,
else they could
whoever they
run,
toss up.
they would win. Except for fucking Trump could lose.
Yep. Exactly.
Not if they
Like,
Trump is tied to
not
the
if they-
vaccines, and that's the problem.
Not if they ST apostrophe
he's pro-vaccine. Fuck
L
him.
the election again. It doesn't matter what they do.
So is it possible that if Dave Smith gets all Joe Rogan's listeners to vote for him?
Joe Rogan's listeners don't vote.
All right. Bonus show.
Joe Rogan's
All right,
naughty for
that's
not
a
having
wrap.
us on the podcast. Naughty.
Live long
And keep the fires of
find
liberty
freedom.
burning.
and keep the fires liberty.
All right. See you later.
Bye.
Hey, just a couple words before I let you guys go on your way here today. I just want to talk about a few things we got cooking here at Lions of Liberty. 2021 has been our best year. I mean, let's just put it out there, growth-wise, downloads-wise, all around, support-wise. It's been an incredible year. But in a lot of ways, it's also been our most challenging year. And it's kind of pushed us, I mean, for reasons we talk about, COVID-related, a lot of different factors going on in the world today, it's really changed the way we're looking at the world and the way that we look at how we want to move forward. And something that we've decided to do here at Lions of Liberty, we are going to change a little bit. We're going to tweak a couple things. And one thing we're going to tweak, we're going to keep our main feed at Lions of Liberty going forward. The feed you're listening to this podcast in right now will remain, and you will get all of our shows in this feed. But starting the beginning of 2022, we are also going to have individual feeds for each of our shows. So, for example, if you hear, if I have a guest on who's talking about being through the criminal justice system and the struggles with that, or being a business owner, an entrepreneur, things of that nature, and maybe you want to take just that episode, something from my show, and share it with an individual where it's very clear that this is that show, Find Your Freedom, that I talked about. I think it's going to help with that. I think it's going to help us grow in a different way and kind of branch out a little bit more, ultimately to bring more people into the fold here at Lions of Liberty and what we're trying to do going forward, building this community. So excited for that, excited for a lot of things that we got on the books. I think 2022 is going to be a great year. Travel will be back to normal, I think. Well, travel will not be back to normal, but we will be traveling more, I should say. Our travel will be back to where it was pre-pandemic. So we're excited for that, excited to get out there and see you guys on the road. But other than that, we appreciate the support, appreciate everything you all do, listening to the podcast, sharing the show, supporting us on Patreon or on Locals. And of course, you can, if you haven't done that and you want to do that, please go to patreon.com/Lions of Liberty to sign up there, or on Locals, lionsofliberty.locals.com. And by signing up and giving as little as $5 a month, you get access to all of our bonus content, early releases, the bonus show to this show that we recorded after this, which is nuts. You don't want to miss. You can hear that just by joining on Patreon or on Locals. So please consider doing that, and thank you for listening. And I'll talk to y'all next week. Merry Christmas. This is John Odermatt signing off. Always keep your head up and the fires of liberty burning.